Let's start building simple layered .NET Core solution application with the help of Visual Code on .NET Core runtime. Can I just open this .NET Core folder within my Visual Code? Here you can find this .NET Core folder has been opened in a Visual Code which is totally empty. Now using our .NET CLI, .NET command line. So let's start. So how do you go about it? Our first job is to create simple .NET empty solution under this .NET Core. So can I just come across inside this folder? So let me just type the command .NET new solution. Once this command is typed, my command line infrastructure will be able to build a solution file properly. Have you observed there is .NET Core solution file is created. This file is going to contain some configuration information about defining a .NET solution. This is auto generated because of your .NET CLI command. So one empty solution has been created. Our job is to go further and define class library. So let me create a new class library project, .NET new class library project whose name will be business object layer. Please have a look. You can find at this moment there is a project is created, BOL, one BOL folder has been created, and the BOL folder, if you just have a look, has got class1.c# file, bo.csproj file, bin folder, and obj folder available. So this is one project we have created for this solution. Okay. We also like to create one more extra class library project. We like to create business logic layer class library project. Let us add one more extra class library project, dial. So have you observed inside this, okay, terminal, if I just take the terminal command prompt, my project has been created for my dial as well as for my BLL. I also like to create one more extra class library project for console application. So this time the command is .NET new console option test. Okay, good. So please have a look. Test is a console application project, has got program.c# file. Others are class library projects. That's why you find there's a class1.c# file. Class1.c# file contains a basic class. Okay, we might go and write some lines of code inside. Good. Let us get into the business object layer. Rename this file as product.c# file. Can we define business entity product as a product class? So plain old CLR object I like to create. So we will define the properties for this product class. This is the way we have defined ID, title, description, unit price, and quantity as properties for product class, which is going to be part of your business object layer. Let us define one more class under dial class library project as product dial. Okay, so product dial.c# file will contain product dial class. This class will contain some static functions as well as collection of the products. Now we wanted to use product class, which is a part of your business object layer inside the dial. So both the classes are kept into different projects. So how do we associate these two classes which belong to two different projects together? So we can add references of one particular class library project to the other class library project so that we can reuse their classes in our existing newly created class library. So these dependencies we can always resolve by defining the references between these class library projects. One thing have you observed, we have just created independent separate class library projects, but these class library projects are not associated with existing R solution. We can use .NET CLI command to add this class library project or console application project within our existing newly created solution. There is a .NET CLI command is available. Using this command, we will add our projects within our .NET Core solution. This is the way I will add my BOL project within my newly created solution. Same thing I will do it with my business logic layer class library project. Can you see there are entries are getting happen. The entries are getting added within .NET Core solution file. Let me add a reference for data access logic layer within our solution. And let me try for test console application also. So collection will be maintained within data access logic layer. The CRUD operations will be performed within data access logic layer such as insert, update, delete against your product collection. So we would like to use the product class within data access logic layer project. So there is a need to add a reference of your business object layer class library project within our data access logic layer class library project. We will add the reference with the help of .NET add command, and we'll use a reference keyword for linking both projects together. So BOL projects reference will be added within data access logic layer project. While building business logic layer for defining the business policies for my e-commerce application, I would also require within business logic layer class library product class to be consumed. So I also need to add a reference of my business object layer within my BLL. Business object class library in future will fetch collection from dial. So I also need to define the dependency which is nothing but my data access logic layer for my BLL. So let me add a reference of dial into my business logic layer project as well. We would like to create the object of a product and test is it really functional in your console application. So can we add a reference of this business object layer class library project within our console application? Let us go back to the product dial class, and under this product dial class we will define collection of products using generic collection given by .NET class library and .NET collection framework that is called list. This is the way we have created a reference for object of type list of product. Using initialize static method, we will try to create each and every product and add it to the collection using collection framework API add. Let us also add get all products, insert product, update product and delete product as extra methods under product dial class, where we will perform CRUD operations against this collection which is called list. Let us define the name for this class in this business logic layer as product catalog, which in future will contain the logic for promotional, filtering, retrieving data using analytical factors, and that will call also collection from dial, which is going to be called as product catalog.c# file. As we have created a simple test as a project, and under this test project our job is to import our business object layer class library. So we will use using statement define BOL Now we can go back under this code and write some lines of code which will create the object of the product. This is the way we have written a simple lines of code which is going to create the object flower from class product. Data will be passed using property initialization syntax, and just display the title of that particular product using console.writeLine. If our project is ready, our job is to build this solution. So can I just go back and try to write a simple command to build this my project? So .NET. So let us build this project using .NET build command. If we have written code properly, we would see our all the projects has been compiled, their build has been created, and those build has been kept into their respective bin folder, where you find we have got beaver.dll, dial.dll, baylor.dll, as well as test.dll. Now these all kind of libraries we would like to execute it. So we have got already .NET.exe, which is a part of this .NET Core runtime, which will help us to run our application. So let me just go back to the folder where my actual console application content has been kept. Let me run this application under my test project using .NET run command. And here we got the output. So simple application we have created. This application is defined by using a complete solution called .NET Core Solution. .NET Core Solution consists of 4 projects. Test is the console application project. Others are class library. And the whole information has been logically bound together using that SLN file. SLN file represents a solution in a .NET Core, and CSPROJ file represents the project.